It's Memorial Day weekend, back out in the garage, finally paying some attention, much needed attention to the Mustang. So as I've shown before, I have these through the floor subframe connectors. And of course it's the same bare steel on the bottom, and I welded in the plates for the roll cage there. So I'll get underneath the car here, show you real quick. See what I can show you here. All right. So here's the through the floor subframe connectors. They tie into the torque box. So I got the subframe all mounted up in the car. So I'm just going through and just getting stuff touched up here so I can throw some primer on here. And especially like where these plates were welded in, it kind of burned through the floor just a little bit, so I touched some of that up. And I want to throw some seam sealer in here. So it says you're supposed to prime before using the seam sealer. And then same with this plate up here. Got some primer on there already, but just getting some things cleaned up. And thought I'd throw where I got bare steel and the subframe connectors, get some primer on here because it's summer and humid, or almost summer. All right, so just thought I'd show this real quick. Got primer on everything. I am gonna get under here again later before I finish the car and actually clean like this whole underside up really well. But the main thing was I wanted to get all the bare steel covered. So I got all the welds covered, all the subframe connector all the way back. And then I did get up in my shock towers here too and get some primer on those. So I'm letting that dry. Then I want to get some seam sealer back up along these edges again where it kind of burned out when I was welding in these plates. Got one more little update here. I went along and, well, I did okay, I guess. But I just put some seam sealer along all these edges here. So like here I had a panel welded in, and here you can kind of see it. It's kind of dark under here, but I just ran a bead of seam sealer along there. It looks like it's kind of split out a little bit right there. Maybe I should have got it a little bit closer to the front, but kind of got the main part of what I wanted to do. And then up along this back edge too. Then also on the inside, I went along next to where the plate is there, all the way up to the front, run some across the front here. I probably should have done it on that side too. And then next to where the little hole access plate, whatever it was in the floor there, along the edges, along this back edge. The only spot I missed is along that front edge there, so I'll just have to get that another time. I'm gonna come in here and get this all cleaned up and paint it at some point here. I probably should do it sooner than later, but that's where I'm at right now. Debating what I should do next. I do need to get a drive shaft made for this car, so kind of what I'm thinking now is I should go and grab that differential for the independent there and pop it up in place and get some measurements and get a drive shaft ordered for this guy. So I just very loosely placed the differential up in the car. So now I can finally get measured for a drive shaft. Big steps, getting closer.